Hello, guys. Good morning. I'm currently at the Tampa airport traveling to Canada, Calgary to be specific, to renew my US visa. So let's go. Hey guys, I'm currently in Calgary. I'm so tired. So my visa interview is in 2 days. Today is January 31st and my interview is February 2nd. So entering Calgary, they asked me what I was here for. I said I came to visit my brother. And they're like, what were you doing here? I said I want to try to also renew my US visa. And he was like, do you have an appointment date already? I'm like, yes, in 2 days. And I was asked to go after that. So you can just start off with you're going to renew your visa anyways. But I was not lying. My brother, that's I'm in my brother's house right now, came to pick me from the airport and all. And yeah, this is where I'll be staying. Yeah, I'll go from here to my visa interview, come back here and wait for my visa at his place. So yeah, I'll let you guys know how the interview goes, okay? Guys, I'm on my way to my visa interview, so yeah. As cold as ever. But the fact that I'm coming out without my jacket is not as cold as December time. So guys, I'm back from my US visa interview. If I've not said it here before, I'm in Calgary. So I traveled from Florida to Calgary to come renew my visa. Yeah, so let me just tell you what happened. When I got there, 615 McLeod Trail, Southeast, downtown Calgary. Anyways, you first need to go through the like line up on the security line. It's in like in a big building, in a plaza. So when I was there, like every other person with different interview times were there. So my time was 10 a.m. and I was there like 9 a.m. On getting to the security personnel, the first thing she told me was bring your bag. So I was carrying this bag. Can you see? This was the bag I was carrying, and when I gave it to her, she tried to place it in a wooden box, and she was like, since it can't fit in here, then I have to go give it to my family member or friends outside. And I'm like, I don't have a family member or friend yet. And she was like, then you have to go to a convenience store that's just outside by the left, and you have to pay them to keep it for you. So that's what I did. um I went to the convenience store and I had to pay $17. So I dropped my bag with them. They gave me a receipt, paid again, they gave me a receipt. I collected my files and my purse. Then I went back to that line. So when I went back to the line, I passed through the line, right? Through the personnel. They asked like, do you have any vape, sharp objects, just routine questions, And so I entered into the next step. So when you get into the next room, that's like the security check room. So you have to first go to the first personnel that would ask you. So they ask this question in multiple stages. What is your status here in Canada? So I was like, I'm a visitor. So this question was asked like 4 times in every step you go. So She asked for my passport. That's my passport, like my, what's it called, international passport, but also my passport photograph. And when I gave it to her, she turned it. I was like, "Why is it not stamped?" And I'm like, "Stamped for what?" And she was like, "Oh, they usually stamp it to know when you took it." I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't know that it was not in the instructions." And I just took this passport last week. So in the instructions, they tell you to bring a passport that's like 6 months within that was taken within 6 months. And so I'm like, um, I just took it like last week at CVS, so they didn't stamp it. I didn't know I was meant to stamp it. She was like, "Oh, okay." She clipped it to my international passport and told me to go to next stage, which is where they would like screen you, like um how they screen in airport, like bring out things. So I went there and they did that. And so because I was with my wallet, they removed my tile. So this tile stuff that you can use to find your lost items, and also my drive for, yeah. So they had to keep it for me, and then took me to the stage where you just wait for others to come. So when I waited there, when we were up to the number they wanted, then they took us upstairs to like the 10th floor in that building to actually go through our interview. So when we got to the 10th floor, they all told us to sanitize our hands and we lined up. So there was a first, like, there were two lines. The first line we entered, and there was the second line. So in the first line, I actually thought that was the interview. But when it's your turn, they just ask you, "Is this your first time having a American visa?" I'm like, "No." They asked for my DX160 and my passport. Gave it to them. Then they told me to go fingerprint. So after you're done fingerprinting, then they send you to the second line, which is where you now go for your interview. So in that second line, yeah, I was there for some time, and when it was time for my interview, or when it was my turn, I just went to the counter that was available, and she just asked me what I was going to do in the US, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm a PhD candidate. I'm just renewing my visa." And I think she didn't hear me properly, so she was like, "Oh, masters." I'm like, "Oh no, PhD. I am already a candidate. I'm just renewing my visa." So she had already taken my passport at that point, and she was again, she was like, "Oh, did they give you any document?" I'm like, "What document?" "I have my I-20." She was like, "Oh yeah, 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 I-20." So I gave it to her. She looked at it, typed, and told me and gave me back my I-20. I was like, in a week or two, I'll get my passport. So there was really no questions. When I was on the line before it was my turn, I was hearing the questions were asking other people. So they were asking some people like the same question: "What are you going to do? Um, are you funded?" They even asked someone for his resume. When I heard that, I'm like, "I'm not with my resume." Someone that was not with their resume, they told him he had to send it to a particular address. What again did I hear? They asked some people to explain the research that's being done. Oh, then they also asked someone what she hopes to do after a PhD. So, but me, they didn't ask me any questions. Like I said, I just took my I-20, typed, gave it back to me, kept my passport, and told me I'll receive it in 1 or 2 weeks. So I'm back. And today is February 2nd. I'll tell you the date I receive it exactly. So, I'm going to be making another video to actually break down the steps you can use to like renew your visa here in Canada. So from all of the visa applications, because you need Canada, America. I will have another video for that so that this video is not too long. This was just my experience. So this is the second time I'm renewing Canada, and trust me, I didn't know about the bag. I think because the last time my sister just dropped me, so I was really with nothing just for my files. So know about the bag. Just try your best because it really does not need me carrying a bag, and just carry a small purse and your files. And do you know I had? Let me show you. Like I withdrew cash from America. Why? Because the last time I came, I can just remember calling my sister and telling her to bring me cash, that they need cash, or like a card or something. I've forgotten. So at that point they were asking for reciprocity fee. I think it was like 150. I don't know, I can't remember. So at this point I'm like, let me withdraw my cash and then we carry my debit card just in case. But apparently that fee is no longer there, so they didn't ask for that fee. But I just carried it, and I carried the cash, and I actually forgot in my bag when I was like putting it away, like when I went to put my bag at the convenience store. So, anyways, when I get back to Florida, I'll pay back the cash because I would do like $200. I'll pay back into my account. So yeah, guys, it's February 7th, and I just got a mail from who now? Let me read it. From the consular, actually, they just sent that the U.S. Department of State consulate located in Calgary has released documents related to your visa application to our Korea prolator. So basically, they just sent me a message that they've sent my passport. So I'm just waiting for it to get here. They've given me the tracking number, and they said it can take up to 1 business day after receiving this notice before the shipment is available to be tracked. So I'm expecting my passport to get to my house in Calgary either tomorrow or next tomorrow. So latest ninth. Yeah, fingers crossed. Guys, I finally received my passport back with my visa. Today is Wednesday, February 8th, and the time is like 4 7 p.m. I'm so glad they brought it. I was so scared because when I tracked it and saw I was coming today, I already booked my flight for tomorrow. So I've been waiting all day. And I was scared that I was not going to make it. But yeah, I got here and I was just asked to sign. They didn't even ask me for my ID card, which they were supposed to, but just told me to sign. And here I have it. So that's the end of this video. Bye. Watch my other video that's coming up after this to actually find out how I applied, like all the steps, all the website you're meant to go to. I'll be making a video of that, so subscribe so that you can see that video as soon as it comes out. Bye.